Lassie Farm here. This is no game. This is no game. Written by Jack Handey. This is no game. You might think this is a game, but trust me, this is no game. This is not something where rock beats scissors or paper covers rock, or rock wraps itself up in paper and gives itself as a present to scissors, or paper types something on itself and sues scissors. This isn't anything like that. This isn't something where you yell out, bingo! And then it turns out you don't have a bingo after all. And what are the rules again? This isn't that, dear friend. This isn't something where you roll the dice and move your battleship around a board and land on a hotel and act like your battleship is having sex with the hotel. This isn't Tiddlywinks, where you flip your tiddly over another player's tiddly and an old man winks at you because he thought it was a good move. This isn't that at all. This isn't something where you sink a birdie or hit a badminton birdie or do anything at all with birdies. Let's just forget about birdies, okay? To you, this is probably all one big party. But sooner or later, the party is over. And when you wake up, a little kid is poking you with a stick and his mother is telling him to get away from you. Maybe you think this is all one big joke. Like the farmer with the beautiful but promiscuous daughter. But what they don't tell you is the farmer became so depressed that eventually he took his own life. This is not some honey-flavored, sugar-coated piece of candy that you can brush the ants off and pop in your mouth. This is not something where you can dress your kid up like a hobo and send him out trick-or-treating, because first of all, your kid's 23, and second, he really is a hobo. This is not playtime or make-believe. This is real. It's as real as a beggar squatting by the side of the road begging, and then you realize, uh-oh, he's not begging. This is as real as a baby deer calling out for his mother. But his mother won't be coming home anytime soon because she is drunk in a bar somewhere. It's as real as a mummy who thinks he's inside a pyramid, but he's actually in a museum in Ohio. You go skipping and prancing through life, skipping through a field of dandelions. But what you don't see on each dandelion is a bee. And on each bee is an ant. And the ant is biting the bee, and the bee is biting the flower. And if that shocks you, then I'm sorry. You have never had to struggle to put food on the table, let alone put food on a plate, or try to balance it on a spoon until it gets to your mouth. You will never know what it's like to work on a farm until your hands are raw, just so people can have fresh marijuana. Or what it's like to go to a factory and put in 8 long hours and then go home and realize you went to the wrong factory. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against having fun, but it has to be a controlled kind of fun, where those who are having too much fun are asked to leave, and those not having enough fun are beaten. You're probably not even reading this anymore. You're watching one of your television shows. You're probably laughing at a joke some man is making at his wife's expense. But trust me, one day you're going to have to get down on your knees and beg God not to split your head open with an axe. Because believe me, he'll do it. I don't hate you, I pity you. You will never recognize the magnificent beauty of a double rainbow or the plainness of a regular rainbow. You will never understand the joy of teaching a young boy how to swing a bat, then watching him go all over the place, swinging away. I used to be like you. I would put my napkin on my lap instead of forming a little tent over my plate like I do now, with a door for the fork to go in. I would go to parties and laugh every time somebody said something in case it was supposed to be funny. I would walk in someplace and slap down a $5 bill and say, "Give me all you got," and not even know what they had there. And whenever I found two of anything, I would hold them up to my head like antlers and then pretend one antler fell off. I went waltzing along, not even caring where I stepped or if the other person even wanted to waltz. Food seemed to taste better back then. Potatoes were more potato-y. Turnips were less turnipy. But then something happened, something that would make me understand that this is no game. One day I was walking past a building and I saw a man standing high up on a ledge. "Jump! Jump!" I started yelling. What happened next would haunt me for the rest of my days. That man walked down off that building and beat the living daylights out of me. Ever since then, I've realized this is no game. Maybe one day it will be a game again. Maybe one day we'll be able to run up and kick a pumpkin without people asking you why you did that. And are you going to pay for that? Perhaps one day the Indian will put down his tomahawk and the white man will put down his gun. And the white man will pick up his gun again because, ha-ha, sucker. And maybe one day we'll tip our hats to the mockingbird, not out of fear, but out of friendliness. If there's one single idea I'd like you to take away from this, it's this. This is no game. The other thing I'd like you to think about is, could I borrow $500? Author's note: since finishing this article, I've been informed that this is in fact a game. I would like to apologize for everything I said before, but please think about the $500.